Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hockey Talk. I'm your host, Jack Brooks, and today I will be recapping the Pacific Division so far. One more thing before we get started. Last episode, I did do a bold prediction, so I won't do one this episode. And on that note, let's get started in this podcast. And so, yes, I do know that the team I think was going to make it to the Cup, and also the team that I thought would win the division this year, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, is 1-4-0. I know that, so you don't need to blast that in the comments. But this is what I think of the two top teams in the Pacific Division so far. So first off, in first place with a record of 3 wins, 0 losses, and then 1 loss in overtime, we have the Anaheim Ducks. And now look, did I think that the Ducks are going to be a playoff contender before the season started? Yes. Did I think that they would just barely make it into the playoffs? Possibly. Like maybe the, 4th or 5th seed, I would say. But to be in first place already with the Vegas Golden Knights, you're being way ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights. I just see them totally unexpected. I did not expect them to be in first place at this point. I thought it was going to be at this point of this season already. Golden Knights, then Sharks, then the Ducks. But I am totally wrong. The Anaheim Ducks have really already just shown themselves that they have came to play this season. They want to be a playoff contender. They are determined to win their first cup. So I did not expect this at all from them. But the thing is, they cannot let this go into their head. Because the reason why I'm saying they can't let this go into their head about, first place, we're so good, we're really crushing the division. I don't say this with teams about them getting too cocky, but that's what the Ducks do in the playoffs every year. So that's why I am saying they need to step it up more than what they do in the playoffs. Because if you've watched any Duck hockey playoff games, or any Duck series, they win a couple of games, they're looking good, they get way too overconfident, then they choke. Yeah, so I just really see this team, as I know it's not the playoffs yet, nowhere near the playoffs. I just see this team as not getting cocky in the regular season. Yes, they'll mainly get cocky in the playoffs, but that's because they haven't been a first-place contender already for such a long time. So I really think, yes, good for them. They're really playing good hockey this season so far. Kudos to them. Kudos to outstanding the Sharks, outdoing the Sharks, which I did not expect. Kudos to them. It's just they cannot just let this go to their head and totally mess up like they do in the playoffs. So once again, they're playing really good hockey. They have a really strong defense and a really competitive playing defense, as we've seen this so far in this season. Really and I know I talk about this so much, really being aware when the puck is in their defensive zone, really knowing what the situation is, really knowing what play. Well, there's really no plays in hockey. Well, there is, but what play and what strategy they need to do on the ice to rather defend, steal the puck in the center ice, or really just drive it into the back of the net. So they're doing really good, but they still cannot let this go to their head, or else we've all seen the Ducks. They let stuff go to their head, and they fall way behind. So to me, kudos to them, especially their defense. They just really need to make sure that they're stepping it up all the way through the rest of the season and really making sure that they can get a nice and comfortable lead. And I'm not saying then they can let it go to their head. No, they cannot let anything go to their head at this point, as we've seen them in the playoffs. I just think that they really do need to get a way more comfortable lead before, especially in the 3/4 mark. If it's 3/4 into the season and they have a 6-game advantage. Don't let it go to your head, but then they can get excited. But this is way too early in this season. A lot of stuff can happen. The Vegas Knights very well still can win the division, obviously, because only 5 games have been played, or in the Ducks' case, 4. So they're doing good. They're playing good hockey. They just really need to make sure that they can hold on to first place in this division. And now the second place team, who is honestly my favorite hockey team here, living in San Diego. We have the Gulls, which is the farm team to the Ducks, although no one really likes the Ducks. So my favorite team, the Los Angeles Kings, really stepping it up. They're in second place right now with a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and then another loss in overtime. So, listen, did I expect them to be in second place at all during this season? Absolutely not, unless only 1 game has been played. Did I think that they were going to make the playoffs? No chance. But here they are in second place of the Ducks. I honestly, like I said earlier, thought it was going to be at this point of the season already, Ducks in first. Well, no. I thought that it was going to be Vegas Golden Knights, then the Sharks, then the Ducks, when it's really Ducks, Kings, totally unexpected for the Kings, and then Sharks. So I was way off, but this is a really good hockey team. As we've seen them win the Cup in 2014, they were a playoff contender in 2015. They just weren't able to make it to the Cup and really help themselves winning another ring. And then since then, if you've been following Kings hockey like I have, they have really dropped. Now they are really, really overrated team. How people still say that they're good, even though they still are unable to keep up with the rest of their division. And now with the Vegas Golden Knights in their division, in the Pacific Division, it's just way more competition. And so now they know, okay, this new hockey franchise is really good, as we've seen it from last season when they made the Stanley Cup, didn't win it, but to make the Stanley Cup in your first year as an organization is really good. So now the Kings know, okay, look, we've been falling behind the Sharks and the Ducks for many years. Now here's this new hockey franchise that has already proved themselves into the NHL. We've really got to step up our game. And I know it's early in the season, but to me, that's what the Kings have done. And to me, if they can continue with this, they can definitely still be in first place. Of course, that is if the Vegas Golden Knights don't step it up. If the Vegas Golden Knights, to me, even though they're 1-4-0, if they step it up a little bit, I still see them winning the division. But if they manage to stay where they are, and the Ducks, like I said earlier, get you hockey with it, I really see the Kings getting in first place if both those things happen. Because the Sharks, usually I would always say that they're going to be ahead of the Kings, even though I'm not a Sharks fan, but I just like to be modest or humble. But now with the Sharks, the way they've been playing this year, obviously not able to step it up with the Kings. The Kings now knowing that there's a lot more competition into this division, they know that their managers needed to make a lot more trades, needed to make sure that they got the right new players onto this organization. The coaches really helped out with this team. I've seen a lot more strategies to their defensive side of the ice. I see a lot more competitiveness in them, really being able to drive in the puck to the back of the net, and also for their defense to be a lot more motivated, now knowing, okay, we really have to step it up. We haven't been doing good for the past couple of years. Here is this brand new franchise who already has proven themselves. We need to be way more motivated. And so far this season, including in the preseason, that's what the Kings have been able to do. And now, to me, the only question is, can they maintain this for the rest of the year? Because remember, the Kings have only played 4 games. There are 82 games in the NHL season, obviously. So can they really step it up and can they really just be able to keep where they're at, really keep this motivation going, really catch up on the Ducks, even if they are not letting it get to their head. So to me, the Kings have been really good, not just in the regular season, in the preseason too. I've seen a lot more motivation in them, a lot more desire to win. And to me, if the Kings can keep this up, and the Vegas Golden Knights, like I said, keep on doing what they are doing, unfortunately for them this year, then the Kings do have a shot at winning the division. But that is if the Golden Knights don't step it up. Don't worry, I'm not changing my predictions already. I still think that the Vegas Golden Knights will step it up and win the division. But that's just me. All I'm saying right now is the Kings, if they can keep this spot where they're at, they definitely have a shot at winning the division. So to me, they are really, really, really being able to know what they're needing to do. A lot of people have already been counting them out before the season started after watching them for the past couple of years. They're proving everybody wrong so far, and to me, that is what really matters for them, and that is what they're going to keep on needing to do if they want a shot at the playoffs this year. So those are the top two teams in the Pacific Division. I have recapped them. I shared my opinions, and in case if it wasn't clear, I do think that this first place thing will definitely go to their head and they'll choke. But once again, that's just me. I still think the Vegas Golden Knights, despite their record already, will still win the division because I really do see them stepping up. Obviously, they've only played 5 games. So that's the end of this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like this episode and share it with your friends. Also, please join me here tomorrow. I will be doing the same thing, although just with the Central Division. It will be really fun. And until next time, I'm Jack Brooks, signing off for now here on Hockey Talk.